This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Good morning and thanks for getting up with us on your Saturday. I'm China Green. This morning on Sunrise, new details about a man killed by police near Mall 205. Police have released the man's name and some details about what led up to the shooting, and a contagious bacterial infection spreading through some communities in Portland. What health officials say you need to know. But before we get to all that, let's check in with Daisy Caballero for our first look at our Saturday forecast. Good morning, Daisy.
Hey, good morning, China, and good morning to all of our viewers. Taking you right out to the coast where all the action is currently happening, of course, in our atmosphere. It is 51 degrees, and as you can see here, it is raining, and that's all thanks to this system kind of moving on through, now officially passing us through the I-5 corridor. But don't worry, more rain is on the way, even though we haven't really quite seen a lot of rain so far. As of today, just a few traces for Portland, for Aurora, over in Hillsborough, down in McMinnville. But again, the bulk of the action was on the coast. Quick look at your current temperatures this morning. 44 out in Boring, 46 in West Lynn, also for Sherwood, 45 for Forest Grove. But take a look at the coastline, seeing those 50s really across the board here. Down in Astoria, 52 for Tillamook, and of course 50 degrees for Newport. Here's your next 3-day forecast. Some showers for today, daytime highs in the low 50s. That's also the case for Sunday. Fog to sun for both New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But we are expecting to see a little bit of a change after seeing some sunshine. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Daisy, thank you. So we now know the name of a man killed by police near Mall 205. He's 33-year-old Tyrone Lee Johnson II. Police say on Wednesday, Johnson tried to shoplift from the Target and also had an outstanding warrant for his arrest. Surveillance video shows him running through the parking lot. Police say after this there was a confrontation and 3 officers fired shots. Investigators say they found a gun next to Johnson's body. They have not said if he pointed it at them. Johnson was a convicted felon and couldn't legally have a gun. In Gresham, one person has died after she was hit by a vehicle yesterday evening while crossing the street. Police say the pedestrian was struck while crossing Southeast 182nd around 5:15. They say she wasn't using a crosswalk. Authorities say an off-duty paramedic tried to help the victim, but she died from her injuries. The driver involved remained at the scene, and this is Gresham's 15th traffic fatality of the year. Multnomah County's ban on flavored tobacco is now on hold. Today, the Oregon Court of Appeals issued a stay on the ban just 3 days before it was set to take effect. After a county judge ruled the ban could go forward, tobacco and vaping groups asked the Oregon court for an emergency pause on the order while they appealed. Health officials in Multnomah County are spreading the word about a rise in cases of Shigella. So this is a highly contagious bacterial infection transmitted person to person through contaminated feces. Daisy Caballero spoke with health officials earlier this week about who's at risk.
We would like people to not feel anxious in general, unless they're in one of the specific populations.
Multnomah County health officials are sharing new details on the increased cases of the illness called Shigella in the Portland metro area. Shigella is a highly contagious bacteria that spreads through fecal matter. We're told transmission most notably happens when getting the bacteria on your hands and touching your mouth, or through male sexual intercourse. And those most at risk are the unhoused community.
These cases can occur because bathrooms, hand washing sinks, and soap can be hard to access when you aren't housed. And unhoused community members are at higher risk of infectious disease in general as they experience poorer health than the broader public.
There have been more than 200 cases of Shigella reported so far this year in the Portland metro area. 45 of those cases have been reported this month alone throughout Multnomah, Washington, and Clackamas counties. And while county health officials say there isn't a clear geographic pattern for these cases, they have seen an influx in infections being reported from unhoused people that live in Old Town.
So we were forewarned in advance by some folks at the city.
Jessie Burke is one of the co-owners of the Society Hotel in Old Town and says this news has been upsetting to hear, but not surprising. She adds her hotel takes pride in keeping things spotless and hopes this doesn't stop people from supporting Old Town businesses.
We just want to assure everyone everything is fine. There is no reason to avoid this area. And these things affect all of the microeconomy stuff. So just being thoughtful when delivering those messages.
Health officials say symptoms can include diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps and can last 3 to 10 days. So if you think you have Shigella, you're asked to get tested and asked to isolate immediately. Lawsuits brought by vineyards and wineries seeking damages from the 2020 Oregon wildfires are being allowed to proceed. Several Willamette Valley wineries claim Pacific Corp is responsible for the fires that blanketed the valley with smoke and in turn is liable for the damage to their crops and losses in wine sales. They include Willamette Valley Vineyards, Elk Cove, and Brigadoon. Pacific Corp refutes those allegations and sought to have the suits thrown out, but were unsuccessful in court. The company has already been ordered to pay more than $90 million to homeowners impacted by the 2020 wildfires, and Pacific Corp has settled out of court with homeowners and timber companies for more than $500 million. Additional lawsuits are still pending. Last night, people in Beaverton celebrated Kwanzaa at the Tualatin Hills Athletic Center. People who stopped by got a chance to learn about the week-long holiday, which honors African-American and Pan-African culture of history. We talked to one person who said Kwanzaa encourages people to give back to the community and emphasizes on being together with those you care about.
It's very much about being with family, being around the people that you love, being around your community, and really having a time to reflect about who you are and what you want to contribute to the greater good.
The event also featured works from local Black-owned businesses, along with activities for those kiddos. Kwanzaa lasts until New Year's Day. And if you are looking for a way to say goodbye to 2023 and ring in the new year, here are a couple local options for you. So Oaks Park is having a New Year's Eve skate party. The family-friendly event features a DJ party favors and for people 21 and older, champagne toast, of course. The party starts at 7 and goes until 1, so check out Oaks Park website for details and pricing on that. Then over in Milwaukee, the city's art committee is inviting people to bing in the new year with its new Bing and Cherry sculpture. This is a video of the piece. It's a nod to the introduction of the Bing Cherry, which happened on a farm nearby in the late 1800s. Festivities start at 6:30 and the cherry drop happens at 9, which is perfect for those of us who, use the holiday to get some extra sleep. And if you plan to party, leave the driving to TriMet and C-Tran. Free rides for TriMet will start at 8 p.m. That's for any bus, MAX, or Portland streetcar. MAX service will extend past 2 a.m. for you. Meanwhile, C-Tran starts its free rides at 6 p.m. A few routes are even extending service past 2 a.m. By the way, there is no shame in staying home or spending the evening with friends or family. And we'll have our very own Northwest New Year celebration right here on KGW. We'll take you to the festivities in Seattle, Spokane, and here in the Rose City with those fireworks and a drone show at midnight, plus musical performances. You can catch it right here on KGW, streaming on KGW Plus and KGW.com right after the news at 11:30, Sunday night, New Year's Eve.